What's up guys, Ryan Pineda with Pineda Health. So today I am making a walnut coconut yogurt. I got this recipe from Lou Corona. He's big on making almond coconut yogurts. So this is very similar, but instead of almonds, I'm using walnuts. So I let the walnuts soak for about 12 hours. You want to make sure you do that. It makes it much easier for the nuts to blend, and it makes it more bioavailable. It makes it easier to digest. And then I'm also using 3 young Thai coconuts. These are pretty good size. I'm going to be using the coconut water and the meat. They're both going to be going in the yogurt. This yogurt is high in protein and also contains really good fats. It's great for a post-workout. It's also unsweetened, doesn't have any added sugars. It does taste sweet though, because you got the young Thai coconuts, which is a natural sweetener. That's a good sweetener. So first, let's add the walnuts. So you need a little strainer, like one of these. Just throw it in there, and make sure you rinse them really good too, because there's a lot of debris and junk that comes off the nuts. You want to make sure you clean them off really good after they've been soaking. 12 hours, and that's with any kind of nut, like a walnut, an almond, a Brazil nut. Always usually about 12 hours. Cashews, they're a softer nut, so you can go about 6 hours. But any of the larger nuts, 12 hours at least soaking. Okay, so once it's cleaned off, you just throw those in the blender. You need a knife like this. I don't know exactly what they're called, but these are the best. These work really well. And you're gonna hit 4 times. And you want to kind of get at the angle, right, like that, okay? So 4 of them. Doing a square. And then the 4th one, you kind of just pop it like that. And once it's open, you're gonna drain the water. But you also want the meat. So to get the meat out, you take your coconut that's been opened already, and you're gonna hit a big whack. You want to get it down about halfway on each side. There, and then again on this side. Then once you got those 2, you just open it up like that. Okay, then I take a Cocoa Jack, but you can even use a spoon, but these work really well. They're like 10 bucks online. And you just slide it in there. You kind of scoop all the way around. And it pops out like that. So you want to make sure though that you get the wood, like the wood part. Not this brown stuff's okay, but the you want to make sure like the hard pieces come off. So like that. That one looks good. You just don't want to end up that in your blender. It could hurt your stomach. And then just rinse it off. You know, take any of the little debris off. So you should just have a clean looking coconut meat. You can even take this stuff if you want to, but this stuff's okay on your stomach. It's just more like the actual, this stuff, like the wood you want off. You rinse it off really well. And throw that in there. Cool. Okay, so that's 3 young Thai coconuts with the water and the meat. Then over to the blender. Last thing is you want to add a little bit of probiotic powder. That's what's going to help it ferment and become yogurt. Just taking about, it's probably about 1/4 teaspoon. And that's it. You're going to blend it up until it's smooth. Now you want to make sure you have a good blender for this. If you have like a cheaper, not high powered blender, it could burn it out. So make sure you're using like a high powered blender, like a Vitamix or a Ninja would work. even a like with the NutriBullets, the RX version, those would work. Just make sure it's a high-powered blender. Okay, and you're gonna start on low and go up to high. So I blended it for about a minute and a half. You just want to make sure it's completely smooth. There we go. So you're gonna let this sit on the counter for about 5 hours so it ferments, this room temperature. And then once it's done fermenting, put it back in. You put it in the refrigerator. It should last about a week or so in the refrigerator. So you also want to put a lid on whatever you're using, but don't completely cover it. Leave it a little bit of space, so a little bit of air gets in there in the bowl or whatever container that you're keeping it in. And that's it. So about 5 hours on the counter. Once it's been 5 hours, put it in the refrigerator. And by at that time, it's going to be ready to go. It should have a little bit of a zing to it, like not sour, but you'll know. It should have that kind of that fermented yogurt type taste once you let it sit. So that's how you know when it's done. If it gets pink or if it starts to smell kind of weird, you let it go too long on the counter. Usually 4 to 5 hours is good. Depends the environment you're in. So if your house is about 70 degrees, 75 degrees, the 4 to 5 hours should be perfect. All right, guys, so try that at home. Let me know what you think. This is, like I said, it's very high in protein. You can use other nuts like almonds. You can use Brazil nuts. You can do seeds like pumpkin seeds are really good. Pecans are good. You can do a pecan coconut yogurt. That's a really good one. So try different things out. Another cool thing you could do with the yogurt is you can add a little bit of salt or like garlic or seasoning, and you can make it almost like it's like a salad dressing, like a ranch dressing. So try that at home. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Please share and like this video, and I'll see you on the next one.